Hello, this is Wanner, and I've made a decision that's going to have a huge impact on my future as an artist. But before I tell you about that, let me introduce you to my Patreon page, which I've just made. And for those of you who don't know how Patreon works, it's like a Kickstarter, but instead of funding a specific project, it will be to fund a series of projects for some, or just a person's ability to make projects in other cases. In most cases, these are generally considered contributions, and they're listed here as pledges, but I intend to give you something in return of equal or greater value, really, than the monthly amount that you would like to pledge. So for a description of all of those rewards, is what they're called, you can look below and see, for example, I really intend to stream ideally like a full-time job, and what that means is group lessons and also practice along sessions, and it'll all be live, so you can ask me any questions you might have about the topics that we're working on, or even suggest topics for future group lessons. And depending on the pledge, the amount you pledge, it also entails private lessons and things like that. So the way it works, basically, let's say if you wanted private lessons, instead of merely getting the lesson once a week, you'll also have access to the teacher ideally every day of the week, depending on if I'm able to reach a goal that makes that feasible. So we have these rewards, which is for your individual contribution, but off to the left, you'll see goals. The way the goals work is that once the funding reaches a certain amount per month, I'll be able to dedicate more time specifically towards streaming live lessons, group lessons, and practice along sessions, as well as anything else that's entailed within the reward system, such as mixing a track or performing on a track of yours, and all that information is below under rewards and to the left under goals. So that's the idea behind this Patreon page, but there's the big announcement, which I promised you in the beginning of the video, which is this. I've decided I'm not going to release any more albums until I'm able to make a living. With the exception of the Glenn Gould tribute CD that I already have scheduled for release on September 25th of 2015, and with the exception of any collaboration work I might do, and a best of compilation that I'd like to release when I turn 30, which will involve remixing and remastering all the selected works. So if you do value the music, or if you haven't heard it and you'd like to have a listen, you can check out my website, leewanner.com, and click on the discography there. There's samplers from each album, and I've released 8 albums. And well, I'm going to try to keep this video short, so that's that. Thank you.